Hello, everyone. Welcome to the CeedCast, hosted by Johntavious Jones, LCSW, with Seed Community Enrichment. Today, I'm joined by Tanté Colquitt. She's my coworker with accountability courts. She's also a school counselor and one of the hardest working people I know.
Oh, bless you.
And you graduated from Fort Valley State University.
Yes, I have my undergrad and master's in rehabilitation counseling and case management from Fort Valley.
Okay. And where'd you get your undergrad degree?
In psychology from Fort Valley.
Ah, okay. So you lived on campus?
No, I did not. I went to Gordon right after high school, got my associates, and then I went to West Georgia and started my undergrad and finished online in West Georgia.
Okay, awesome. I didn't know about the undergrad part, but I knew we talked about where you got your master's from.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Is there anything else that people should know about you?
No,
You don't think so?
I don't think so.
You got nothing you want to plug?
No, I took a really long break in my education. So my career did not get started until I was in my 30s because I had my son. And so I did not start my undergrad again until after he was 13. So
Okay.
after I left West Georgia, I left
Okay.
school. And then when I went back, there were actually online options because back in the 90s, early 2000s, that was not necessarily an option. But yeah, once I started back, I was online.
Okay. I took a few, when I went to technical college, a few of those were online, but I did most of my stuff in person.
Yeah.
If I could have done some of my social work stuff online, I think I would have.
I liked it.
Me too. Okay. Where you from?
I am from Meansville, Georgia, little town, Pike County.
Okay. Like 1941, like coming up through McDonough.
Oh, Lord, John, I'm directionally challenged. I don't know. Like, it's south of everything, in the middle of nothing.
I would see like Griffin, Meansville. I was like,
Yeah.
what is Meansville and where is it?
Yeah, where is it? You're out of it. By the time you ask yourself that question, you're done.
Okay. But you like growing up there?
Oh yeah, I loved it. It was just my family for the most part that I know of. We stayed in our little area, did not venture out. I still probably have not seen all of Meansville, even though it's super small because I never went anywhere.
Okay.
Yeah.
What was the name of the high school you went to?
Pike County High School,
Okay. And it's the same Pike County.
where I currently work.
Okay.
Yes.
Same building where the high school is now or different building?
I went to school in the building that I currently work, and that was my middle school building. They did build a new high school when I was a sophomore, I think I was, or maybe my freshman year we moved. And they've since then expanded because Pike County has grown so much since, I was in high school, but Pike County High School.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. I'm from Griffin, born and raised. I went to Griffin High. I think out of me and all my cousins, I'm the only one who went to Griffin High. Everybody else went to Spalding.
Oh, really? You're on that side of town?
Yeah. I like Griffin High, though. It was a good experience.
Yeah, I was always, I don't know, Griffin just seemed so big to me growing up because Pike County was so small, big cultural difference. So, yeah, Griffin always seemed a little big. Not now, but yeah, back then.
Yeah, I can imagine that. I never went to Pike County growing up. I didn't know it existed until I got a job.
Really?
When I came back, yeah. I was like, oh, Zebulon. I've seen that. Like, what are the landmarks? It's still on 1941, coming down towards Zebulon, like Zatilla Road.
Yeah, I think people used to get confused and didn't understand that Pike had all these little cities. It was just Zebulon, but then we would talk about Meansville and Melita and like all these other Williamson. Oh, that's Pike County. It's all Pike County.
Yeah. I didn't know what Williamson was.
And that's really close to Griffin.
Yeah. From what I've seen of Williamson, I like it. And I like Zebulon. I used to work on the square, so I'm kind of familiar with some of the businesses. I like it.
Zebulon's a nice It's a really nice area. It's growing, super expensive to move to, but it's really nice.
Okay. So for you being a school counselor, what's it like being in the education system?
I actually learned a lot. I started out as a parapro back in 2012, I think. And so as a para, I learned so much about children. My eyes were open to like some of the barriers and things that what I assumed school was, I guess, from the 1900s when I was in there and going back working with literature classes and just the disconnect with reading. And, we've got 15-year-olds that, couldn't read. I was so shocked. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is so sad. And I got my kid coming up, he's got to come to school. And so I just kind of, I don't know, I couldn't leave. I couldn't leave. It was like, I've got to do something to help because, why not? And so I was a para, but that's when I started going back to school. I went back, finished my undergrad at Fort Valley online, and then once I completed that, I was like, okay, this is not going to get me far. I really didn't want to teach, necessarily because I'd seen what that looked like, but I still wanted to, help in education, or what have you in some shape, form, or fashion. And so, or help people, not necessarily in the school system. And so I was looking, I did not want to go back to the traditional setting because my son played baseball, he played basketball, we were busy. So I had to find an online program and they offered rehab counseling and case management, which was super broad, opened up a lot of, areas for me potentially. So I went with that and, I was just lucky enough to be offered to stay once I submitted my resignation letter to our superintendent. He was kind enough to offer me, a school counseling position.
Okay. And you, during that time when you first got the school counseling position, you also worked for community service board with people with severe and persistent
Yes.
mental illness.
During my master's program, I started working with transitions. It was a 30-day rehabilitation live-in facility for males, or what have you. So, working with that population, I again started to learn a whole lot about people, their struggles, and just the different things. I was so sheltered, growing up. So, like getting into the workforce and all the things, I started to see a lot of things, and so I became very attracted to the work, attracted to, the idea of helping people with struggles. And so, growing up, I saw what addiction looked like, but only alcohol. I didn't know a whole lot about the other struggles of addiction. And so, yeah, through that, I started working with the, you know, that population. I love helping.
Yeah, see. And how many hours
Ah,
were you working back then?
I was working from 6 to midnight. I would leave the school at 4 o'clock and clock in at 6 and work till midnight and get up at 6 a.m. and do it again. Yeah. Very long days back then, but they've become a little shorter now, too.
It's still pretty long.
Yeah, absolutely. I still have long days, but hey, like I said, the joy of being able to see that, you're doing something that actually helps people to improve their quality of life. It helps me improve my quality of life because I don't think I could live off of one job. So, it kind of serves a few purposes to put the hours in.
Okay. What are your future aspirations?
I'm such a procrastinator. I think I'm functionally depressed or something. Maybe we can talk about that later.
Okay, episode 2.
Right. No. So, honestly, I don't know anymore. I think originally I wanted to actually start working in the prison system and doing other things to reach people that did not have access to what I was offering, what we were offering outside of the school or with accountability court or what have you. And so I actually talked to my family and some people in my community about, starting a some type of respite, some a home. I think for children,
Mhm.
they need a break sometimes. I see a lot of children struggling to go home, and it's not because they have bad families. It's just there's no communication. Nobody knows how to, respect the other person. Things are just always tense. And, Pike County does not necessarily offer any type of space for children to go and be away from home. So that would be like a daytime, something. But I've had several ideas of ways I could incorporate what I do into a community and, help more. My family is, they're willing to help some of them. So we've been toying with some things. I just procrastinate and don't ever, I have ideas and that's where it stops. So.
Okay. I met with someone yesterday who was saying similar things. Okay.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
cool.
But that would require me going back to school, getting taking more tests and certificates. Yeah.
Maybe there
Of
may be a way
course
to
it
work it
will,
out.
John. I got stuff to do and don't want to do it.
I was at a meeting Thursday with the Pike family.
Connections.
Yeah. And we're doing healthy relationships. And one of the points we were talking about was the lack of resources in Pike and in Griffin.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think that's
There's a lot that needs to be happening. I just think the community sometimes is, they wear these rose colored glasses and don't actually see, all the issues because everybody wants to keep it, hush hush. And, so I think that's a big barrier. Once everybody starts acknowledging, like, this is a big problem, we need to actually, do something, then, yeah, that
okay.
may be a starting point.
Okay. Cool. I didn't know that. I learned something new about you. Okay. Awesome. And for you, what would you say was one of your biggest struggles going through undergrad and grad school?
Being a mom, like I said, initially starting out, school was good. I did not drive, so I didn't
What?
have a lot. I don't know why, John. I came from, like I said, Meansville, and just not. I didn't need a car, I guess, but so I didn't drive until I was like 20, late 20s, like almost 30.
Dang.
I know. Tell me about it. So all through college, like that was a big barrier for me because, of course, I lived on campus in Barnesville at Gordon. I lived on campus in Carrollton at West Georgia. But even then, I was dependent on, other people driving me to and from. And so that limited a lot of things for me in terms of certain resources and different things that I could do. And then, especially leaving college as a mom, one of the reasons I did not go back was because, again, online fully was not an option, and I couldn't drive myself back and forth to, do things. So that was one of the biggest barriers with finishing school sooner than I did.
Gotcha. I didn't start driving. I didn't get my license until I was 18. To be honest with you, I didn't want to drive. I was like, I don't understand how the road works.
I
How to,
still don't. That's so sad.
I look at the arrows now, man. But I was nervous. Like, how do I know which side of the road to be on? What if somebody
Yeah.
comes at me? But I learned. I think what motivated me was I didn't have anyone to take me anywhere. It's like, if you want to do anything, you're going to have to be the one to do it. So they kind of forced me to do it.
Yeah.
But it,
Well, my son was my motivation. I'm like, I got this kid. I know he's going to have to know how to drive, and he is busy. Like this boy was in everything, and so I mean, I had to. And his dad actually was. I was working at a daycare center, and he would just leave the keys on the table. Take your stuff. But it was like he was like, hey, if you're going, you're going. So just just take yourself to work. And so I had a learner's permit because, of course, that didn't require anything but, knowing words on paper. And so essentially, I started having to take myself because he was like, yeah, no, we're not going to keep doing this forever. And so I started driving, and it opened up so many so many doors and opportunities. And I was like, oh my gosh, had I done this earlier, I could have been this and that. I could have done this already, and I would be stuck here. So
Nerve wracking.
yeah,
I taught one of my friends how to drive in grad school. It wasn't bad. I think I'm a pretty good teacher. Like my mom, would my mom yell at me? I think there were times when my mom and uncle raised their voices when they were teaching me how to drive. I didn't like that.
really, yeah. See, I never went through the struggles of having a relative teach me how to drive. Like I said, my son's dad basically taught me, and I taught my son, and that was scary. But my son is such a like I'll figure it out. I'll do it myself. He would take my keys after church and go in the parking lot, and people from church would come. Tantre's got your car. I was like, okay, he's fine. So but yeah, it was it wasn't that bad. It was better than me sitting in there with him. Yeah, so he
True,
figured it
true.
out.
Yeah. I think I did well as a driving teacher. I didn't yell. We were cool. And she passed her test on the first time. So, yeah, it's like, okay.
Oh yeah, I failed the first time I took it. Like I had no clue.
Me too.
Did you really?
I didn't really care. It's like, okay, well, I don't got my license. But yeah.
Yeah, my aunt made me go when she was taking her son. Like I was just gonna know how to drive just because she was like, because to her it's common sense. Like I can drive in my sleep. Yeah, no, I don't think that's how
No,
driving goes.
yeah,
We don't do that.
don't
But
do it.
yeah, so that
Okay.
didn't go well.
Okay. And then what was the most rewarding part about being a mother?
Um,
What is the most rewarding part?
listen, John, I have a son, okay? He is an only child. I can say it's all very rewarding to see that he has grown up and he's a great human being because he is, he really is. But, I don't necessarily take credit for all of that. I do, find joy in the fact that, he's respectful, he's kind, he cares about other people, and, he's a functioning member of society. I can also see where like I should have did something different because he's gonna be with me forever. But it's okay because I feel safe with him and he feels safe with me, and knowing what I do and what I see from other children, other adults, and other families, like I'm not mad at him. I want him at home as much as possible as opposed to hanging out and doing all the stuff.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I can definitely see where I could have done some things differently, but it's very rewarding to know that my son is okay being at home and, going to work and not having to hang out and be, in the streets. So,
Yeah. Yeah. I almost ended up in the streets, Tante.
no, you did not.
I did. I had somebody tell me once we should join the gang. I was
Yeah,
like,
that was a great idea, wasn't it?
yeah, I don't know about that.
Gee, John, I'm glad you did not.
Me too. Me too. And I'm also an only child. My
Yeah.
mom raised me. So I think she also did a great job. I was very comfortable being myself and being by myself. I didn't need that attention from other people to feel okay. So I
Okay, so
appreciate
my
that.
son needs attention. That's like he thrives off of other people's. He's okay with being alone, because he spent a lot of time by himself. But at the same time, he like needs some people touching or just words of affirmation. Like he needs to hear from other people because we grew up with a bunch of people. He was the only child, so he's always had a lot of attention. He's always gotten a lot of attention from other people. And like I said, he was a really good kid, played sports. So he's used to that. So now as an adult, when he's not hearing things, whoa, like he has to come and I have to baby him a little bit, and like, Piken, you're great, you're doing well, like you're okay, kind of thing. So, yeah.
Gotcha.
He needs people. But he likes to help people as well. Like even at work, he's the one that, kind of brings his team together according to the stories that he he tells me. So, but people are drawn to Trez for some reason. Like he is that type of person. He does not like chaos and conflict. So when that's happening, he tries to be a voice of reason, but his internal struggles are, there as well. So yeah, he's awesome.
Gotcha. That's good to hear, man.
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah, I think he and I are opposites in some ways. I think sometimes my mom is afraid to approach me.
Um,
It's not, I don't think I'm mean. I think it's the way she phrases questions. Like, why don't you say more words? Because you ask me yes or no questions.
right. But moms wouldn't get that. See, my son thinks I'm crazy. Like he does not. He has to prep me to introduce me to his friends and people. Like he wants to say, "Mom, don't say this," or "Mom, don't ask them that," and don't do it. I don't need instructions on how to meet people. If you want me to meet them, I'll meet them. If not, keep them away. Like I'm not doing that. Don't prep me to meet people. Give me instructions on how to meet people. But he thinks I'm kind of, yeah, invasive or crazy. He never knows what I'll say or ask. But I'm like, just I ask you questions. You're my kid. Like, I want to know what you got going on, what you're doing. I'm not necessarily going to, but mom, you do so and so like that. That's family though. Like, I can ask them questions because I mean, y'all can choose to answer or not. You don't really have a choice, but they do.
You can tell me, other people can tell me no.
Right.
I tell my mom no all the time. I kind of treat her like she treated me. Like she wanted me to be independent. So she made me figure things out myself. So,
That's good.
yeah, when she comes to me, I, I kind of enforce the same behavior. Like, you're capable. I think you're a smart, intelligent woman. You got
Yeah.
this. If you can't do it, then I'll help you.
And see, I failed. I failed. Yeah, my son is, yeah. No. Independent is not a word I would use to describe. He needs me, John. He's 23.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. What what's been the most challenging part about that for you, being a mom?
Well, now that he's an adult, is me trying to separate like how I parent him because now I feel like I shouldn't still be parenting like this. But I am, and it's my fault because again, I did not, encourage a whole lot of independence because we were busy. It was easier for me to do a lot of the things I'm trying to do school. I'm like, hurry up, let's get done. And so in doing so, I ended up doing a lot of the things. I mean, he can read, he can write, he could comprehend, he did well in school. So I'm thinking like my son is gravy compared to things like he will not do this. So I felt like we had it going on because he was doing the things, but the only thing I think I taught him to do, and that was because he was an athlete in laundry. Was I hate doing laundry. Like it was not my thing. It was his dad's thing. Like I never really had to do it. So I taught him to wash his own clothes. Like when he was 12 or 13, coming from football practice, doing all the things. So he's always done that, and it stops there. So he knows how to drive. I don't even know what else to. Hey, Pumpkin, can you rinse your dish out and put it in the dishwasher? Yeah, 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 we're working on it.
Yeah. I'll be honest with you. Looking back on me as a teenager, I was like a horrible roommate in a sense because we're roommates. I'm my mother's roommate in a way.
Yeah.
She's responsible for me, but we cohabitate the same place. It wasn't until grad school where I was like, oh, I really got on her nerves because I didn't do anything. Like, I didn't wash the dishes. I would have washed the dishes if she would have told me, you did a good job doing that. But nobody said anything. So I'm over here like, it doesn't matter. Then I got roommates. It's like, oh, this is how she felt. Like, this
Right.
guy sucks.
Yeah, no, my son has never shared that part with me. He said when he was in college, he kept all of his things clean because he had company. Like he didn't want the girls to come over and see he was filthy, and so he kept his bathroom clean. His room always stayed tidy. And when we would FaceTime, I could see him. I'm like, where are your clothes at? They're not on the floor. No, no. Mom, my stuff is in the closet. Oh, that's different. So I think he knows how to do the things because I did teach him. And then as far as like making appointments or you know calling people to inquire about getting things fixed, his car service, no, no. I mean, he does know how to pay a bill. He know that those exist or what have you, and they keep things functioning. But there's a level of independence he has not experienced.
Gotcha. What are his plans for the future?
Well, the last time we spoke about it, he still wants to do his, influencer YouTube content creating deal, but he feels like he can't do two things at one time. He can only do one thing because there's only 24 hours in a day, and anyway, he's delusional in that respect. But yeah, so right now he's just working, trying to save money to purchase more equipment, I think is what he's saying. But I think he kind of likes where he works or like some of the people anyway. So he's not quit this particular job yet. So we're gonna let him ride it out.
Okay, that's awesome. Right. And for you, I actually forgot my question. I was just about to ask you, Tante. What was it? Spoke about your son. Spoke about school. Ah, it's gone. I can't remember, Tante.
Darn.
Can't remember. Oh, I got it. What is one thing people would be surprised to know about you as a person?
Surprised? It depends on the people that you're asking. So, of course, my family thinks I am very not assertive. They think I'm aggressive. So some of them would actually, be shocked to know that I'm super sensitive in private, I guess. Like I deal with a lot of emotion, but I don't necessarily show it to them because I can't necessarily. They need, firm instructions. So I think for some of them, if they actually saw me in a different environment, they would kind of be surprised on how I handle because they're surprised I do what I do. They feel like, how you able to cast somebody, because that's their attitude because of how I talk to them and how I interact with them is totally different than, how I am at work.
Gotcha.
They feel like I'm missing the
Empathy part.
empathy. Yes, yes.
I think my family may think the same thing. One of my uncles, he was like, "Don't psychoanalyze me." I was
Oh,
like,
they always think we're doing
"Yeah."
that.
It's
It's
like,
crazy.
I like to ask questions, like when I'm in this room and when I'm out in the world, just so I can understand what's happening.
Exactly.
Just because I ask questions doesn't mean I'm trying to psychoanalyze you.
Right.
I'm just trying to figure out what this is.
Yep. Specificity.
Exactly.
Like, specificity and clarification. That's all I'm trying to get.
Makes life so simple. If I'm just gonna be quiet if I don't have that. Sit off in the corner. Like, what's John doing? He doesn't know what's happening. He's just doing his thing.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Okay. Cool. We got that in common then. Minus the aggressive part.
I listen. I don't curse. I never say cuss words. So, like, for them, me being aggressive is just, my tone of voice and how I present things. And that's one of the issues my son had. Like, well, you just say things wrong. Like, you can be right. It's just how you say it to people. Well, Pumpkin, I'm not trying to be nice to everybody because I'm beyond that point.
Yeah.
So,
Gotta have boundaries. And I think your family just sees a different set of boundaries than a client would.
right.
Okay.
Right.
Okay, cool. Any final words or thoughts for us?
No, John, what do you want me to say?
Tell everybody bye.
Okay, bye, everybody.
Thank you, Tante.
You're welcome. Thank you, Jim.